Well, good morning. It's great to see you Globetardians and intelligent flat earthians on this beautiful Saturday morning, the 2nd day of December in the year 2017. It is currently 8:43 a.m. and so with that in mind, Merry Christmas. So, there's a couple of Globetardians, believe it or not, still arguing in favour of a magic spinning ball going around the sun. Yes, in this day and age, 2017, they still believe that. And so, I'm going to take you not all the way back to the beginning because it's a long way back, but it's a Facebook discussion. I brought a laptop down so you can just see for yourself the names of the people: Justin Neal and Chad Phillips. So why is the Earth flat but every other planet on our solar system round? On our solar system. Now, on our solar system? I think if you said in, might make a bit more sense. But that's not what I came to debunk. I just came to show you that these fools still believe it. And so one of them, Chad Phillips, provided a link. 10 easy ways you can tell for yourself that the Earth is not flat. The evidence is right in front of you. So, I says to him, they've all been debunked. Get with the times and try being less faggoty because, as you can see, Chad Phillips, Ross, have a read, darling, and blows me a kiss. The little faggot. Anyway, Justin Neal, you saying debunks nothing. Show us they've been debunked then. Prove me wrong. So I says, load up more replies. I've not got the patience to retype everything I've already debunked a dozen times over, again, just for your education. Tell you what, I'll make a video. This is what I'm doing. I'll upload it onto my YouTube channel. I will do that. By the time you see this, that's where it'll be. And then we'll have a permanent link. I'll even try and refrain from too much swearing, because I am a bit prone to saying naughty words, so that I can monetize it and make 37 cents, since you scumbags are all too piss poor to pay me for my time and expertise. Are you assuming my wealth, says Chad Phillips. Don't want to jump to conclusions and make yourself look like an idiot. Oh wait, never mind. Okay, well, let's make it a bet. If I don't reasonably debunk every single iota out of your scientific article, you owe me nothing for my time. If I'm successful, and I will be, you agree to pay me $20 for every item, and there's more than 10. I'm going to debunk it from start to finish, start counting out the 20s, rich man. And anyway, so here we go to the article. Now here's the article. It's quite a famous one because people go to it all the time. Popular Science, 10 easy ways you can tell for yourself that the Earth is round. The story was originally published on Smarter Than That in 2008. We are republishing a lightly edited version on Popular Science in light of recent interest in the subject. Humanity has known the Earth to be round for a few millennia, and I've been meaning to show more methods that prove the world is not flat. Okay, let's start with that. They haven't even got to number 1 yet, and they're claiming that humanity has known the Earth is round, not spherical. They're saying round, but let's assume they mean spherical, for a few millennia. Now that's a wildly speculative age, isn't it? What's it about millennia? 1,000 years? So we've known it to be round for a few thousand years. Well, that's blatantly a lie. A few ancient philosophers have philosophized that the Earth could potentially be round if this, if that, and a million other things which make no sense whatsoever. The first one being spinning on our axis at 1,040 miles per hour. Sound travels at 780 odd miles an hour, but the Earth can spin faster than that just on its axis. We're not even talking about how fast it's going around the sun yet. 66,600 miles. So to say we've known it to be globular for a few millennia is a huge leap of faith, and just one of those general assumptions that people make when they don't know shit from clay. So Okay, I've been meaning to show methods that prove the world is not flat. Okay, well, we know it undulates. We know there's mountains, there's valleys, there's hills and plains and all sorts of things. But basically the general concept is the ocean is level, Earth is the parts above sea level. So technically not flat, but the overall scheme of things, the Earth model that we know of, above level seawater with tidal influences, is flat. I've had a few ideas on how to do that, but recently got an interesting incentive when Phil Plait, the bad astronomer, wrote about a recently published BBC article about the Flat Earth Society. See, there we go. Everyone brings up Flat Earth Society. Controlled opposition. Most recently, rapper B.O.B. went on a Twitter rant on the topic. A Twitter rant? I didn't know you could rant on Twitter. Phil claims it's ridiculous to even bother rebutting the Flat Earth Society. And I tend to agree. I tend to agree as well. Nobody believes in the Flat Earth Society. As we said, controlled opposition. But the history of our species' intellectual pursuit is important and interesting, and it's very much well worth writing about. Well, that's possibly true. You don't need to denounce all science and knowledge and believe in a kooky conspiracy theory to enjoy some historical factoids about humanity's quest for space. Quest for space. We can't make do with what we got here. We need more space. On we go to the top 10 ways to know the Earth is unequivocally, absolutely, positively, 100% not flat. Alright, let's start with number 1, the Moon. Now that humanity knows quite positively that the Moon is not a piece of cheese or a playful god, do we know that? Okay, I'm pretty sure we know it's not a piece of cheese, but how do we know it's not a playful god? The phenomena that accompany it, from its monthly cycles to lunar eclipses, are well explained. It was quite a mystery to the ancient Greeks, though, in their quest for knowledge. They came up with a few insightful observations that helped humanity figure out the shape of our planet. Now, you cannot figure out the shape of what you're on by looking at what's out there. So, that's ridiculous. Aristotle, who made quite a lot of observations about the spherical nature of the Earth, noticed that during lunar eclipses, when the Earth's orbit places it directly between the Sun and the Moon, creating a shadow in the process, the shadow on the Moon's surface is round. This shadow is the Earth's, and it's a great clue on the spherical shape of the Earth. Well, there you go. Absolute bullshit. I don't even have a ball handy. But any shadow, any object making a shadow on a ball is going to appear spherical because the shape of the ball is a sphere. The shadows, even from a flat piece of paper with straight edges, will make a curved shadow on it. So, again, that proves nothing about the Earth. The second one is the assumption that it's the Earth's shadow, when there's been many examples of lunar eclipses occurring while the Sun is still visible in the sky at the same time as the Moon. So how can the Earth possibly be in between the two of them? We know it's another physical object in the sky causing a lunar eclipse. I've personally witnessed one myself. The most recent one I saw was 5-6 years ago approximately, where, thinking I had a pretty good bead on how the world works, and the Moon and the Sun and all the rest, we're on a sphere spinning, we're spinning towards the east, which causes the Sun to appear to set in the west and the Moon to rise in the east. But when the eclipse came, the Moon up here started getting a shadow from the top left-hand corner and worked its way down. Now, if we're going this way towards it, and the Sun is appearing to go down below us, the shadow should start coming onto the Moon from the bottom and going upwards. That's the logical thing you'd suggest. Not to come from the top left corner at a completely odds to the alleged directions everything is travelling. It should be very positively top to bottom, or if you're assuming that the Moon's going backwards, at least bottom to top. It's not going to be going from one top corner down at an angle to another, when the very fact of the eclipse is the perfect alignment of the three spheres that we once believed they were. So it's obviously a third celestial body coming between the Sun and the Moon, which are both above us, and then because of the perspective of distance, the Sun being sufficiently far away, we can't see it because our local ground horizon blocks it off. You look at any horizon, it rises up. That's your ground horizon. The sky horizon appears to sink down, and the further away it gets, the closer to this horizon and eventually the vanishing point it gets, hence why the sun will appear to set bottom first. I've explained that in plenty of other videos showing how clouds will do that exact same thing with very nearby objects, set bottom first without any shrinkage. It's all logical if you have some idea of perspective. So I'm ranting a bit here. A sequential view of the lunar eclipse that occurred on April 15, 2014. You can see the Earth's shadow crossing the face of the moon, and the shadow shape is curved because Earth is spherical. See what I mean? This is what they truly believe. How would we do on that? If the sun is setting behind us and the moon is rising in front of us, the shadow should be going top to bottom or bottom to top, but not from side to side. It's just not possible for that to be the Earth's shadow to be going that direction. Since the Earth is rotating, see the Foucault pendulum experiment for a definite proof if you are doubtful. Foucault's pendulum proves nothing. It proves that pendulums, when given a free rein, not just a single, say a pulley type swivel, but a 360 type swivel, they will waver. That's just common sense, that any sort of pendulum will eventually go out of sync. And it's even said that these pendulums will reverse direction during an eclipse. So that's proving what? The Earth is suddenly going backwards? They prove nothing about Earth's curvature. Foucault's pendulum. Load of crap. That's about 3 things already. The consistent oval shadow it produces in each and every lunar eclipse proves that the Earth is not only round but spherical. Absolutely, utterly beyond a shadow of doubt, not flat. Well, I just debunked that, because any shadow on a sphere is going to appear spherical. So, debunked. Ships and the horizon. If you've been next to a port lately or just strolled down a beach and stared off vacantly into the horizon, you might have perhaps noticed a very interesting phenomenon. Approaching ships do not just appear out of the horizon like they should have if the world was flat, but rather emerge from beneath the sea. So, they're trying to tell you that if you're out in the ocean, it curves. And every direction away from your position is a downhill curve at the rate of 8 inches per mile squared by the distance. So it gets steeper and steeper away from you. This is what they're honestly, seriously trying to say. That water does not seek and find its level, that it curves due to the gravitational pull of the Earth as it spins at a combined rate of billions of miles a second through a vacuum of space. A, water boils in a vacuum. B, atmospheres instantly rush off into the void the minute the seal is broken. Earth is unsealed. We would have neither oceans nor atmosphere if we were in a vacuum of space. So anyway. But you say, ships do not submerge and rise up again as they approach our view, except in Pirates of the Caribbean, but we're hereby assuming that was a fictitious movie. The reason ships appear as if they emerge from the waves is because the world is not flat, it's round. What a load of crap. That is not true at all. Distance and perspective. The further something gets away on your horizon, the more the far distant things shrink into this vanishing point, giving the appearance of sinking bottom first. As I said, you can see that in clouds. Go for a drive, watch clouds, watch how they disappear behind trees. They don't actually even shrink because they're high up in the sky. But we're talking about now things on the horizon. The more they get into this vanishing point, the more they will shrink into that vanishing point. And because you are low down to the ground level part of it is where things will shrink first. Things above it will appear not to disappear into the vanishing point as fast. Same as when they're coming back towards you, you will see the top first, and eventually, because of the obscurity of waves and atmosphere and everything in the distance, the rest of the boat will start to appear. But if you took out a powerful zoom lens at any point that you can see any part of the boat, you will be able to bring the entire thing back into view. It's all perspective, and because of your elevation and the fact the horizon goes up to eye level and down from the sky to that eye level, that is how you're going to see things. What would you see if you watched an ant crawling toward you over a curved surface? Well, here's another thing. You can do it on a table, a flat table. Hopefully this will work because I'm using the front view of the camera so I can't see how it's working. But you can watch here. Elevation. You can see the entire laptop hopefully there. As the elevation goes down, look what happens. Everything starts sinking, bottom first. Notice that? It's all elevation. If you're right at table level, then as you get up, and then you can see more and more, and then you can see the whole entire table due to elevation.